wasting our life. We mean by wasting, doing things that have practically become meaningless, apart from earning a livelihood and so on. And we were talking yesterday also about time, thought and security. The brain can only function excellently at its highest capacity and energy when it is completely secure. When it is not living or holding on to some illusions, some concepts, beliefs, faith, some fantastic ideas, or the ideals of Marx and Lenin and so on, or our own democratic ideals and holding on to them. We were talking about time and what relationship has time to security. Time being tomorrow. Time being the 1,000 tomorrows following each other. Is there security in that tomorrow? We understand each other. The speaker is asking a question whether there is security in the pursuit of tomorrow, in the pursuit of the future, which is time. Right? I would, please, we are talking things over together. I'm not talking to myself. And this is important to understand if we want to go into ourselves and understand our whole, what we call the psyche, which is our being. And to understand that very deeply, one must go into this question of security. We seek security in the family, in a community, in a commune, or in a particular sect, whether it be the sect of Catholicism, or Protestantism, and so on, or Hindus and so on. Is there security in time? You understand me? Is there security in the future? And what is the future? The future is what we are now. What one is now, with all the turmoil, anxiety, depression, violence, self-centered activity, sorrow, affection, and the pain of separation and the fear of death is what is now, what we are now. That's our psyche. That's our consciousness. That's our being. And has that, which is the result of vast experiences, knowledge of that which we have accumulated during thousands and thousands of years. That's what we are now. The tradition, our conditioning, both linguistically and, which is another matter. We won't go into the question whether the brain can be conditioned linguistically. Are you interested in all this? Sunday morning? This is not a sermon. If you are really interested in your own life, not in what the speaker is talking about, if one is interested to understand this enormous, complex society in which we live, with all the immorality, with all the corruption, and the great sorrow every society brings to every human being, and that society which we have created, that society is not different from us. We have created through our greed, through our violence, through our aggression, through our competitiveness, and so on. We have made it. And what we are caught in that which we have made. So we are fighting not only society externally, trying to adjust ourselves to it, and also rejecting it, and withdrawing ourselves from that society. It's all part of this self-centered, projected activity of every human being in the world. Whether he lives in the most smallest hamlet, village, or in the great cities of the world. We have made this mess. And we are asking, as what we are now, what is the future of us now? And has the future, that is tomorrow, and the 1,000 million tomorrows, is there security in that? We hope. And in that hope, we try to find some kind of security in hope. Hope implies the future. So, as we were pointing out yesterday, we should understand this very seriously, because it may totally bring about a psychic revolution. We may look at the world and ourselves totally differently if we understand the nature of time. Time is not only